room and welcome to another video of the Flowing Dutchman. Now in this video I'm going to unpack something very heavy. Extremely heavy. 30 kilograms. Let's give it a try. Look at this beautiful, I'm not sure if you can see it, but right there, the sun going down. It's beautiful here in Amsterdam. The last tip of the sun is still on the Rijksmuseum here. It's absolutely a beautiful evening. And I've got a special thing tonight. I will be unpacking the heaviest steel mace I've never seen actually a steel mace this heavy. Never swung one. So yeah, it's really heavy. And it's really extremely heavy. Imagine the effort I needed to put in to get it all over here. It's ridiculous. Luckily, I've brought my knife with me so I can actually unbox this extremely heavy mace. Now, there was a discount on this mace. Apparently, this entire shop put all of their largest maces on sale for ridiculous prices. So I bought this for a price that is usually asked for a cheap 4 kilogram mace, which is ridiculous because this bad boy is it is 30 kilograms. Yes, you heard that right. 30 kilograms is a lot of weight. It is not my heaviest ever mace or gada, but the thing is, okay, and I've been through this with my recent weight challenge of enormous handlebar gada of 30 kilos, and that felt like an actual 60, especially compared to the Varanasi gadas, which are usually, you know, tend to go up heavier, and I've swung heavier once. But the thing is, the weight distribution is different, which allows for different types of swings, and that is the catch. The different types of swings make the weight more or less feel and therefore actually be heavier or lighter. Now let's put this away. Let's see, what do we have here? Make sure I don't step on the knife. All right, so it is confirmed. A whopping 30 kilograms. I'm not sure if you can see it. There we go. Yes. So it's true. A Virtue Fit 30 kilogram mace, and for a price that is ridiculous. Yeah, it was about 40 euros or something. Now I've seen this before where shops get heavy maces, or they get the entire batch. So they probably get, you know, container shipped from China. They get all types of sizes, and they also pick a few really heavy ones. And at a certain point, all the small ones are sold out, and no one buys these bad boys. So I probably was the first one who ever bought a 30 kilogram mace because it's actually ridiculous. There's no one here that can swing this. So let's give it a try. Let's see if there's at least one Dutchman who can swing this mace and be it a rightful choice. The grip is relatively nice, but it's so funny that they still have knurling on the middle. Like, just what is the knurling for? Nobody knows and nobody understands. So let's give it a go. And I did warm up already before this, just so I can get used to it. Okay, it is really heavy. That left a hole in the floor. Now you see the difference when you do a 300 swing. So when you pull it to the hip, and that's what they usually do for Varanasi, it's like the weight doesn't come all the way in front of the body. So when you do a 360, it comes all the way in front of the body, which means you then have to move behind the body again. This is very technical, but the moment you do a 300, you're much more able to control the weight, since it doesn't move from actual front to the back, which makes an enormous and huge difference. I could already feel that a 300 is relatively easy to do for me, but a 360 is much more difficult, because you have to pull it up just slightly more and you have to balance it in the center. So in that sense, it's almost a more difficult movement. Now, it's a steel mace or a mace bell. It means that, you know, the handle is slightly heavier than the bamboo you can see, and slightly shorter. So this, the more you go up, and that mace from Jaivaraj Singh Gohil, for example, is a great example of a mace that the grip was thick, it was long, but it was like the grip, you couldn't pull it over the shoulder, and the head was enormous, and it's the same weight as this. But I can swing this way easier than the other one at handlebar. So weight is not the same thing, guys. It's really important to understand how the mechanics work and how something could potentially be more challenging, and that weight is actually quite relative in this sense. It's because you're making use of, you know, how much momentum you're able to actually get. And with that giant 30-kilogram wooden gada, it just was so scary to let it drop, and it felt like an enormous pull. And with this one, you know, it's manageable. Amazing. Well, that was the 30-kilogram unboxing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be careful before you buy an actual 30-kilogram gada or mace, because there's not many people that can actually swing this. It's very heavy. See you in the next video. Boom! The Maester has set out a completely new path towards mastery of the gada or mace. During 6 weeks, you'll go through an intensive training cycle which will increase your skill progressively. In the first week, you'll learn about the fundamental 300 and the 360. In the second week, you'll learn how to use your legs with the 300 and 360. In the third week, you'll learn about planes and directions. And in the fourth week, you're going to spice it up by using pivots. In the fifth week, we'll open up the world of the shoulders. And then in the last week, the sixth week, we're going to open up the world of single arm swings. And in the seventh week, the Maester said, it was good. And you may now realize that you have mastered the art of swinging the gada mace. Are you ready to take the path of the Maester? Join now on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Thank you for your attention, it's greatly appreciated. If you like the content, please consider to share, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see similar videos, you can see them over here. If you're interested in learning more from me as a coach, I've got online courses on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Keep flowing, Ram Ram.